Well, good morning and happy new year to everybody. So today we are going to do a little bit of a different live stream than what we've been doing. To this point, we've done mostly back to basics live streams. Today, we are going to walk you through what we're doing in 2023 from the standpoint of support. Um, So let's start with this. We have been asked for a long time to create a certification course. And my reasoning for not doing so is I didn't want to create a course that had little value or a value that was perceived as a commercial for our products. Okay. Um, and we've seen that happen with other manufacturers before, where really you come in and pay, or you take all this time, and it's just a big commercial, right? So we've come up with, over the last year or better, a defined plan for certification, one that has true value, one that takes into consideration all marketing slash branding and content aspects of what you need to generate interest and convert new customers, one that takes into consideration sales process, and something that's duplicatable, scalable for your organization right from the very beginning. Even if someone was a brand new organization, they could come in and scale or implement this immediately and then scale it with growth. And then finally, service, right? It has to be a very step by step, hands on oriented service training instruction period as well. Now, within those three things, marketing, sales, and service, there has to be several components as well. There has to be the instruction component, but just as importantly, not only does that instruction have to be step by step, but it has to be we step by step. It has to be practiced. Okay. In other words, at the end of each instructive step, everyone within the certification needs to take that step themselves. And when we've done training in the past, I've noticed that if I'm leading the training, a lot of times maybe I'll be the person who's hands on with something, but there's a bunch of people just watching and there's nothing to it, but to do it, right? You've got to get your hands on everything that we've done, because then there's these aha moments, and those aha moments are some of the most valuable ones. And that doesn't matter if we are training with Grace, for example, on the marketing side, where we are doing something content related, video related, social media related, right? Same thing holds true. We got to do it. We got to be instructed on it, and we got to do it and practice it and get critique, right? Be open to receiving tweaks and things of that nature to perfect it. And then we've got to test on it, right? Both in a practical way and in a written way, right? Because we're looking for comprehension. The impetus behind all of this is that at the end of the day, you want, I believe, a valuable certification that not only lends credibility to your organization and the ability to grow sales from what's done in that certification, but you also, well, maybe that's what we need to hit on, right? Is it needs to be have that practical role in your business, that when we go through this certification, there's something on the other end of that has value. Okay. Now, being able to take that certification and build and grow your business with it is one thing, but being able to grow business together is quite another. So what I want to do this morning is walk you through what our plan is to do just that. And so before we kind of step into all the details of what I just spoke about, I want to share with you our new website. And this isn't live yet. This is going to go live sometime next week. Can I just hit add to stream, or will that add you to the stream? That right there? Okay. So let's bring that up a little larger like that. Okay. And what you're looking at right now will be our new home screen. Okay. And I'm going to take, before we get back into certification and all those sorts of things, let me just give you a quick tour of everything, kind of a little top to bottom, and I'll try to spend as little time on this as possible. But there's a lot of nice things about our new website that are going to allow us to serve you better, and bring new benefits over time to the table. Beginning with, let me just go to this login area. I'll log in myself right now. I'm going to log in with my email. And all right, so that should just log me in unless I mistyped something. All right, now we're logged in. All right, so at the very top of our website, you're going to see that there's a new members section. Okay, this will have your profile, a history of your orders, addresses that you're shipping to, right? So over time, there may be multiple places that we ship to for you, and this is going to help keep all of that organized. Your wallet with payment methods, your bookings. These are actually your meetings with us, so you'll be able to set up meetings with us internally from our website, which is going to be awesome. Subscriptions. There may be some things down the road that we do subscription wise. Programs, we haven't even spoken about programs yet, but it's in there. Video library. There may be exclusive content to folks who are using our website, especially certified firms, but maybe everyone. We'll have to see how we want to use that, and then your account overall. Okay, so that's kind of totally new because it was basic in all of our other stuff, but here it's going to be pretty in depth. Now, let me go over to the ways that you can shop. So someone who's very familiar with us, they may want to shop by product, but some people who are not may want to shop by service. And I want to illustrate the difference to you. So let me scroll down because we can do the same thing down here. So as you get familiar with this website and say, I don't know, maybe you want to shop by cleaners and stain removers. Sure, let's save it. Okay, now you're going to notice that shopping is a lot faster here. Yeah, you could go into the product, but if you need, I don't know, botanical, you need botanical, and therefore you could say, gosh, I need 5-gallon pails, and I need to add 4 of those to my cart, and it's added to your cart, right? Now let's just also say that you went, okay, I need botanical, but I need to learn about moisture control products on the other side of a remediation that I'm going to do. And you're going through this and you go, okay, well, this is after a disaster response, but I don't know maybe anything about Fortify disaster response as a product. Well, now you simply go in here, click on that, and you're going to see a lot of information about those products, including things like uses, features about that product, coverage rates, all of these sorts of things, and of course, a description of the product, etc. And we're going to bring more and more instructions for use, things like that. I'm sure that by the time this goes live next week, we'll even have things like your SDSs, your technical data sheets, all of those things in here. But as you can see, it's very simple to use, and if you needed, let's say 2 pails of that, boom, it's added to cart, shows back up in your cart. And already, if you're a user of our website presently, you're going, oh, this is a lot better than the current website, right? So that's how I want to show you to shop by cart, shop by service, right? Service is if you go, man, I need something for odor, and shop by product is going, I need something, I need something, for disinfection, odor, shop by product. Here, this is related to odor services, mold remediation, meaning that, let's just hit mold remediation one more time here, meaning that not only might you need, to get your Dutreon products and OxyPrep and OxyPar, but when this gets filled out, it'll have the right suits and PPE and equipment and everything in here. So kind of think it as that like one-stop shop category then for everything mold related or everything water related or fire related or odor related, etc., so that it makes familiarity and shopping that much easier. Okay, now that we've gotten through the difference between shop by product and shop by service, let's go down here. This is going to be, and once all of this, is, in its final stages and things, it'll all fit perfectly. But we are going to begin geolocation of all of our certified firms. So this is kind of going back to certification, but I didn't want to go too much further on the website beyond product and not explain this or this, right? All of these things are like the same thing. So the reason for certification from both of our standpoints, because that is a true partnership, right? A partnership where you get everything out of it you need to grow your business, and we get the assurance that when we're putting our name and brand on a company, we know that they know what they're doing, not just in terms of service, but they know they are truly caring for the customer. And that means that, if you are certifying with us, you can trust that we're going to take the time to vet other members of that certified firm group as well, because at that point we're all in this together. You want to know that everyone who's pulling in the same direction is doing so with the knowledge that accountability, ethics, all of those sorts of things are central to the certified firm program. So you'll even notice this, because remember, we receive a lot of leads, calls, things of that nature from people who should be your customer, right? And we want to get them to you as quickly as possible. So that's why you're going to see all this content on our website now, where we have the ability to do that. And so we start this off by, after a little introduction, saying EnviroGuard certified firms are trained to understand and solve your problems in a 6-step, no-pressure process designed for your confidence and peace of mind. So right there, we're talking about the set sales process. Everything from the interview all the way through the estimate and all, steps in between is going to be thoroughly trained and understood, so that there's never any pressure during that process, but your customer feels empowered, and not only empowered in the way that they are making a decision, but they feel that they are thoroughly educated in that as well. We really want to use this program to help set our certified firms apart from competition. So then, just kind of thinking from your customer's perspective, they might come over here and want to understand mold better. And I'm working on this content during the evenings primarily right now, but I want this to be like really honest content, right? And I think the way it starts out is definitely that, right? Mold remediation. It's a term that's thrown around and used too casually. Unfortunately, for consumers, that leads to confusion and room for misinformation. In addition to in an effort to simplify and clarify what mold remediation is and is not, let's refer to the most trusted standard in the mold remediation industry, the IICRC S520. So we start with a baseline there. Then we're going to go through and help them understand the 4 primary steps of remediation: site preparation, site inspection, source removal, and recurrence prevention. And then let's ask the question, does this mean that other mold services have no value? Well, of course not. Understanding the definition of mold remediation allows you to discern between services and their value. As you can probably tell by definition, mold remediation is an expensive process because it is exceptionally detailed, precise, and measurable. However, everyone has different goals and limitations, which may be impacted by budget and time. The following sections of this page will help you understand everything from traditional mold remediation services through very specific and budget-minded mold services to help you zero in on the right services for you. Then we do a quick word on killing mold, right? Because if somebody is truly looking for remediation, they're not looking for that quick fix of just killing mold, because that's not the goal of remediation. The goal of remediation is to produce an environment with visibly clean and dust-free surfaces where moisture drivers have been eliminated in order to maintain the space as a condition 1 environment. While antimicrobial products can be used to accomplish this goal, the most important principle is clean under control. And then we go into explaining condition, right? Conditions 1 through 3. And we'll make sure that this is all pretty and, well manicured, so that as people go through, we're telling the story, right? So condition 1, settled mold spores equal to or less than the natural ecology surrounding the building. Condition 2, so settled mold spores above the natural ecology surrounding the building. And condition 3, visible mold growth. By understanding condition, it's fairly simple to make sense of recommended remediation procedures following the inspection. And then we get into mold severity index, right? So we will describe mold severity indexes 1 through 4 right now, so that they will understand during the process of education and inspection, all of these steps that we take during the sales process, exactly what first of all condition 1 is, what the goal of remediation is, number 1, and the steps involved in that, then what condition means, and then moving into mold severity index. Now that is going to help them and you with discerning in the very end, where's this estimate coming from, for example, and what services are being offered and why. And then following the inspection, we're really going to encourage them to sit down with the system specialist to understand the images, readings, illustrations that have been prepared for you. The more you understand, the more confident you'll feel in making final decisions regarding service levels as compared to your accomplish list, which is another stage of the sales process, right? Where we're throwing key terms and terminology into this content so that by the time they speak with you, and they're paired with someone in your organization, the same terminology is being used again. Now selecting mold services, right? So here we're going to handle everything from oxidizing settled mold spores in condition 2 environments, through mold stain removal, through mold remediation with a mold severity index of 1, a mold severity index of 2, again reiterating all of this information, a mold severity index of 3. And you're starting to notice that over here, right, products are showing up, because we want them to be able to link back to and understand those products as well, and how and where they're going to be used in these services. And then mold severity index of 4. And then stuff down here, that's actually going to go to another page. So anyway, we're sneaking up on having all of this completed. Of course, all of this right here is going to have imagery associated with it. So when we say the word mold severity index 2, they're visually seeing what that looks like as well, which ties back into the inspection, of course. So lots of information I'm throwing at you there, but everything from mold to water damage, fire damage, odor, moisture intrusion, all those sorts of things, those are all going to be services that now your customers can learn about right on our website. But if you're a certified firm with us, they will have already been, you, and therefore they, right, everyone together, would have already been geolocated, meaning that they already know, there will already be an area on the screen that has said that your company is the company that they need to contact for these services. Okay. So that is going to happen next week. And I've already reached out to a number of people. Haven't had an opportunity to speak with everybody yet. But I would say that we probably have, 30 companies so far who have said, yes, we want to at least look at becoming a certified firm. And we want to get on the geolocation service and all of those sorts of things, which are all part of that. Okay. So that is what's going on right now. So next week we will actually, for folks who we've had long-term relationships with, we're already going to start working on that geolocation and adding them to, let's just call it the map. right now, right? We'll already start adding them to the map and the geolocation service, and we'll begin testing it with you because the first certification class isn't until March. But I think we would all agree that if you know us and we know you and we've been working together for some time, we probably feel pretty comfortable with one another. And it's worthwhile taking the next couple months to test together to make sure everything's working, so that when we really pull the trigger after certification and then month in and month out, we're working on those components of marketing, sales support, and service support, that it's just like clockwork at that point in time, right? So let's take the next couple months and make sure that some of these components that we can get out of the way are already out of the way. So let's talk about training. Okay, so now stepping back one from this, we are offering 3 levels of training for the 2023 year. The first is what we call on-site training. On-site training comes in 2 forms. This is going to be both half-day and full-day classes. And, again, not all of these pages are complete yet. We've got a lot of content still to get into it before next week, before we launch this. So you're seeing some things that are unfinished right now. But we will have both half-day and full-day training. Okay. Now there's a lot of detail into this, and you could, look at that, the price points of these things and go, okay, well, that's going to be expensive. Really, it's not. We're going to be coming to you and doing a half day with your entire team or a full day with your entire team. And pretty soon you'll understand exactly what each of these, let me see if we've got descriptions in either of these yet. We probably don't. They've been written, but they probably haven't been popped in here yet. Not on the half either. Okay. So we'll, of course, here we go. Okay. So here is just in general what half-day training consists of, right? So each half-day class consists of respiratory, skin, and eye safety, chemical exposures and job types, equipment selection, use, and best practices, service severity indexing, service efficiency and profitability, dilutions, application rates, and dwell times, related coatings or sealants, and technical support and business development materials. So in a morning, we're going through all of that and working, with your team on all those aspects. The difference with a full day class is that we train the technicians and operations people in the morning. In the afternoon, we train the marketing and sales people and make sure that the marketing and sales people understand the services and the information in terms of like terminology and things being used there, as well as the support people do, so that they can begin implementing that into their conversations with customers and into your marketing and that sort of thing. So that is where on-site training is coming from. We come to you. Okay. The next thing is workshops. Oh, and by the way, on-site training will be available in 6 sessions per month. So you'll begin seeing a calendar from us, which I think we even show when you get over to the workshops here. But you'll begin to see a calendar develop where on every other Tuesday, right? 2 Tuesdays per month, we'll offer 2 half-day sessions, right? So let's just imagine like the 2nd and 4th weeks of the month. On that Tuesday, there will be 2 half-day sessions available. And on that Wednesday, a full day session available. So 6 total sessions per month. Is about as much as we can budget, because amongst all this other stuff, we've got certification classes going on, and then workshops and things like that. So then the other thing here is monthly workshops. You'll begin to see this populate with monthly workshops, not only at our location here in North Carolina, but then as well at other locations like in Damascus, Maryland, in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, and of course in New Orleans, Louisiana. Okay. And anything else that comes up would be under that title of probably like workshops and that sort of thing. So expect to see this calendar begin to populate. And then that brings us over into certification. We were working on this a little bit this morning. And this kind of reiterates a lot of what we've spoken about to this point, but I just want to take you through it really quickly. We're going to be exceptionally honest in this. Certification is not for everyone, right? Some people just want a product. They want good support, and that's it, and that's fine. We we're happy to be that for anyone, but anyone who wants a real partnership with us, the way I've described it so far, then certification may be right for you. We go into, and there's going to be more content to come on this, but we go into the 3 components of certification that we've already spoken about: the marketing, sales, and service components, and the fact that that is all supported by a free license, which is a license to use all of our intellectual property, including but not limited to branding, product images, written content, video content, and trademarks. This just tells you a little bit about Certified Firm Support, which is a monthly support program tailored to certified firms. So all 3 areas you should expect support in. So marketing support: certified firms receive monthly content for web, social media, and email in the form of written, static, and video media. Sales support: certified firms receive monthly updates to service presentations, customer education materials, and estimating aids. And then service support: certified firms receive monthly updates to service protocols, product use, and installation techniques. There's always changes going on, right? And here's the good news, right? There's got to be total accountability in this. But the next section, continuing education. Continuing education credits are fulfilled through participation in monthly marketing, sales, and service support webinars, which are accessed and managed through the back end of the EnviroGuard website. So now you know how all of this fits together, right? We're managing and organizing certifications and all these sorts of things through the website, but then there's total accountability to not only the initial training process of certification, but that ongoing support results in continuing education credits. So you don't have to worry about trying to fit those in elsewhere. It's just by nature of working together that continuing education is had, and that we keep everybody up to the latest and greatest standards of those services. And then we'll have an area here for getting started to schedule an introductory call, or probably like a web meeting with one company at a time. And then we'll get into an onboarding phase and things like that. So I just wanted to introduce everyone to that component of the website and what that's going to look like. Now, I want to also show you another tool that will be available on the website, and that is just the general video library. We're going to work on sorting this a little bit better than it is right now, but this is a feed from our YouTube channel, which is about 150 videos or so so far. And probably the way that we will feed this will not just be a direct feed from our YouTube channel, but rather probably something more like our, what are those lists called? Playlists, right? So those will be segmented by category and things like that. So if you want to go back and look at live streams, for example, then you can go right to that right away. If you want to look at product training, if you want to look at sales support, or whatever it might be, all of those different feeds in terms of those playlists will be organized in here soon, and you'll be able to get all of the information that you need. And there are way too many videos with my picture first. We need to get some more people doing videos around here. Grace. So anyway, I hope that this has been a oh, by the way, you will also be able to, these pictures aren't accurate yet, of course, but you'll also be able to reach out to all of our team members through here as well, through EnviroGuard Corporate, Mid-Atlantic, Central States, and Gulf South easily. And when you're in a region, let's say that you're in Pete's region up in Mid-Atlantic, this is going to geolocate and bring you all of his information, right? Right now, it's going to bring you to us here in North Carolina. But if you're, in Pete's region, it'll geolocate to him. One more thing I just want to go back and say about shopping. We are integrating all of like the FedEx, UPS, and possibly, if we're able to do it, even LTL services into the back end of this shop, meaning that you'll be able to control not only the addresses and things like that you want products sent to, but you'll actually be able to control the delivery method. Okay, so you won't wait for us on that anymore. You'll be able to say next day, second day, regular ground. If it's something like a ground service like a FedEx or UPS, we may even, I think, you'll be able to even choose between UPS and FedEx. You might have a preference. and then we'll work on those LTL services as well. That one's going to be a little bit tricky, but we're going to work on it because of accessorials and things like that. I think that we've really covered this, right? So if you have questions about any of this stuff, I know that I'm throwing a lot at you at one time, but we're very excited about the way that the new website is going to really work to support our customers, keep us in touch through our, again, ability to create bookings and things of that nature, and have those, scheduled time periods, for one-on-one, types of work and those sorts of things, all the way through just a better, resource libraries and things like that. So, again, Happy New Year to everybody. It's going to be a great 2023. And we are looking forward to continuing to be a more valuable partner to you. And if you do have suggestions on ways that we can, what was the word this morning you used? Curate these areas and make them work better for you, we would love your feedback. We are certainly not beyond good feedback. So if you do have some thoughts along the way, let us know. And you can email Grace or give us a call anytime at 828-548-3900. And like always, we'll be happy to take your suggestions and work with you. So here's to a great 2023 for all of us. We're looking forward to serving you in more ways than ever. So have a great day, everybody. Have a great Friday and a great weekend. And we will be returning back to the basics next Friday. So we'll see you then. Thanks. Bye-bye.